It is interesting to see how the Caribbean, which is a place that's, really rooted in tradition and in-person connections,
Right.
is now at the forefront of all these digital marketing trends. And I think a great example of that is this first trend where we see brand consistency kind of taking a backseat to creativity.
Right.
It's almost like the rise of TikTok is shaking things up.
So are they saying that Caribbean marketers are basically just going to ditch all brand guidelines and embrace spontaneity?
Well, I think it's more nuanced than that. It's about finding a balance between maintaining a consistent brand identity while also allowing for more authentic and in-the-moment content.
I see. So it's not like throwing the brand book out the window. It's more like loosening the reins a little bit.
Exactly. Consumers today, especially younger generations, can spot a fake a mile away.
That's true.
They crave authenticity. They want to see the real people behind the brand.
It's all about keeping it real. It's not just about perfectly curated Instagram feeds anymore. People want the behind the scenes, the raw and unfiltered moments.
And I think that plays right into these next couple of trends about the rise of AI in marketing.
Okay, so AI is coming to the Caribbean. It's not just about writing generic blog posts, though, right?
No, definitely not. AI is becoming much more sophisticated, and it's being used for a wider range of marketing tasks. Well, think about personalization, for example. AI can analyze huge amounts of data to understand individual customer preferences and behaviors. So instead of sending out generic marketing blasts, companies can use AI to tailor their messages to each person.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool. So it's like AI is helping to create these like super personalized experiences.
Yeah, exactly. And it can also help with things like content creation, social media management, and even customer service.
I'm curious, though, how Caribbean businesses can really leverage all this AI tech, especially smaller businesses.
The key is that AI is becoming much more accessible and affordable, even for businesses with limited resources.
So it's not just for the big guys anymore.
Not at all. There are now tons of AI tools and platforms that are designed specifically for small businesses.
That's good to hear, because I think there's sometimes this perception that AI is like this expensive, futuristic technology that's only available to like mega corporations.
Right. But the reality is that AI is becoming increasingly democratized. There are now AI-powered tools for almost every aspect of marketing.
And these tools can help level the playing field for smaller businesses in the Caribbean.
Absolutely. By automating tasks, improving efficiency, and enabling them to compete with larger players.
So it's not about replacing human marketers. It's about empowering them with better tools.
Exactly. AI can handle the repetitive tasks, freeing up marketers to focus on strategy, creativity, and building relationships.
And speaking of building relationships, this next trend is about brands getting more involved in engaging with their audiences, particularly in the comments section.
Yeah, I found this one really interesting too. It's almost like a new form of influencer marketing, but instead of relying solely on influencers, brands are taking a more hands-on approach.
So they're like jumping into the comments themselves.
Exactly. Instead of waiting for influencers to reach out, brands are realizing that they can connect directly with potential customers in these online spaces.
So it's about being present and active in those conversations.
Exactly. And it's not just about responding to comments. It's also about proactively starting conversations, asking questions, and providing valuable insights.
I can see how that would be a great way to build trust and rapport with potential customer.
Absolutely. It's all about humanizing the brand and showing that there are real people behind the logo.
So it's less about pushing a sales message and more about building relationships and having genuine conversations.
Right. It's about adding value to the conversation and being helpful and engaging.
And this leads us to our next two trends, which are all about social listening.
Social listening is becoming essential for brands that want to stay ahead of the curve.
How are Caribbean businesses using it to actually drive results? Not just vanity metrics.
Well, they're using it to understand what people are saying about their brand, their competitors, and their industry as a whole.
Okay.
They're using social listening tools to monitor online conversations, track sentiment, and identify trends.
So it's like having a finger on the pulse of what's happening online?
Exactly. And they're not just passively listening. They're using this information to inform their marketing strategies and make better decisions.
I see. So they're using social listening to be more proactive and responsive.
Right. For example, a hotel chain could use social listening to identify negative reviews about their properties and then address those issues immediately.
That's a smart strategy, because if you can catch those negative reviews early on, you can often prevent them from escalating into bigger problems.
Exactly. And it's not just about damage control. Social listening can also be used to identify opportunities.
How so?
Well, let's say a local clothing brand in Trinidad is using social listening, and they notice that there's a lot of buzz around a particular hashtag related to Carnival. They could then create a limited edition collection inspired by that hashtag and capitalize on that existing excitement.
Oh, that's clever. So they're using social listening to jump on trends and stay relevant.
Exactly. It's all about being agile and responsive and using data to make informed decisions. The Caribbean is a special place, and I think we're going to see some really innovative and exciting marketing campaigns coming out of the region in the next few years. Brands are realizing that they can't just dictate their message. They have to engage in a genuine dialogue.
Right. And it's like that old saying, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
Exactly.
Branding consumers want to be part of the story.
Yeah, they don't just want to be a target audience.
And when brands actually listen to their audience and they respond to their needs and even like co-create experiences with them, I think that's when you start to build real trust and loyalty.
Absolutely. It's a level of engagement that traditional advertising just can't achieve. Think about a local coffee brand in Jamaica. They're not just posting pictures of their beans on Instagram. They're actively engaging with their followers, asking for input on new flavors, maybe hosting virtual coffee tastings, even inviting customers to visit their farm and see the whole process.
So it's about transparency and education and really involving customers in the journey. I can see how that would create a much deeper connection.
Absolutely. It goes beyond just marketing. It's about building a community around your brand, a shared passion for what you do.
And in a region as vibrant and diverse as the Caribbean, that sense of community is incredibly powerful.
It really is.
It's like they're not just selling a product, they're sharing a piece of their culture.
Their heritage, their passion. I think marketers are going to have to become more like facilitators.
Okay.
Orchestrating these conversations and creating spaces for real interaction. And they have to be comfortable with giving up some control. One area that I'm really excited about is the metaverse. And it's still pretty early, but imagine a tourist using VR to explore a Caribbean island before they even book their trip. They could walk through their hotel room, see the beach, attend a virtual reggae concert, and it goes way beyond tourism. Imagine a virtual cooking class led by a Caribbean chef.
Right from your own kitchen.
Exactly. Caribbean brands can connect with people all over the world in new ways.
So it's not just about recreating the real world, it's about making completely new experiences.
Exactly.
What about people who don't want to wear a VR headset, though?
You don't need a headset for every metaverse experience.
Oh, really?
A lot of platforms work on phones and computers too. And as the technology gets better, those virtual experiences are going to become even more realistic and accessible.
The metaverse sounds like it could really change things.
Definitely. Augmented reality, or AR, has huge potential too.
Okay.
Like imagine a tourist visiting a historical site.
Okay.
They could use their phone to scan something and see what the building looked like hundreds of years ago.
Wow, that's amazing.
Or even see a historical figure telling a story.
That's like bringing history to life.
Yeah, AR can really enhance the tourist experience in the Caribbean. Like imagine scanning a bottle of rum and seeing a tour of the distillery where it's made.
No, that's cool.
Brands can really tell their story in a more engaging way.
It sounds like these technologies can really blend the physical and digital worlds.
Yeah.
But it's easy to forget about the human element with all this tech.
You're absolutely right. Technology is just a tool.
Right.
It's how we use it that matters.
It's not about losing that warmth of a face-to-face interaction.
Wow.
It's about using tech to make those interactions even better.
More meaningful, more personal. I think the future of Caribbean marketing is all about innovation,
Okay.
but also staying true to the heart of the region. It's about finding that balance between technology and human connection.